go to Buffalo. Rick in Buffalo. Rick, what's going on? How are you?
I'm doing good, Jim, and I realize what's at stake, but I'm going to press my luck. A few final thoughts on the NFL draft. I'm not going to pretend I know anything about Josh Allen. I've never seen the dude throw a pass. I'm just hoping the Bills brass did their due diligence and picked the best guy for this franchise. But even more than that, I'm hoping for a good old-fashioned training camp fist fight between Allen and A.J. McCarron. Got to be honest, Jim, I'm just looking for some action and entertainment. And let's be real about the NFL draft. It's nothing more than a complete crapshoot. For every Troy Aikman, there's 10 David Carrs. For every Ben Roethlisberger, there's 20 Jake Lockers. The only draft certainty every year is there's going to be a stadium full of 75,000 D-bags cheering for players they've never heard of. I'm sure Raider Mike had front row seats. And how nice it was of Leff and Laguna to check in after I smoked him out a couple weeks ago. But does it really count as a call if all he did was regurgitate year-old tapes on Ice Cube's Big Three League? What's wrong, Leff? I know the writers strike in Southern California, but I do agree with one thing you said. Things definitely come in threes. And your 3-year run of Smackoff gimmicks is over. I know you're gripping right now because you finally realize you're going to have to rely on straight smack to win this year's crown. And we all know how that's going to end in an epic battle with Vic for ninth place. Nice knowing you, champ. War the dawning of a new day for the Buffalo Bills. War Josh Allen being the franchise quarterback this city's lacked for the last 20 years. Thanks for the vine, Jim. I'm out.
Rick in Buffalo. Rack him, Alvy. Still has that golden ticket. The only way that guy loses his ticket between now and then is if he calls the program looking to give back the ticket. His game is tight. He's strong. I'm not saying he's good enough to win the whole thing, but he might. But I am saying he's good enough to make consistent calls between now and then and not risk getting helicoptered. Schmacky helicoptered. Rick in Buffalo. Sounding like Jeff in Richmond. Hey, Adam Hawk. Pick up the cans. The EP, Adam Hawk. What's up, dude?
Hey, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Excellent.
I don't really
Thanks for
care.
asking.
Don't answer.
All
Listen, Jeff in Richmond. Has there been a Jeff in Richmond sighting? Is there any intel regarding the former champ?
Well, let me just first self-report because I know everyone's dying to know. No, I do not know who Jeff in Richmond is, but I will figure that out.
That's
sooner
a good way
than later.
to defuse that bomb, bro.
Yeah, because I know
Because
everyone
I
wants to
won't
know.
ask if you can get it out there first.
Right.
You seriously don't know who Jeff in Richmond is?
I've heard the name because every time Rick in Buffalo,
Then take off the headphones and shut your mouth. Come on. No, go ahead.
Stucknut, Steve in H-Town, has a radio show called Stucknut Radio, and apparently what I have gathered from the grapevine is that Jeff
How many
in Richmond,
affiliates does my man have?
Well, he's on the internet, so an infinite amount of affiliates.
All right. So
everyone with a
so
web
there's
connection.
another show about the show, or?
Yes, like the Woodscopes. There's also Stucknut Radio. They do a great
Good.
Smackoff after show.
All right, Steve-O. All right.
I have come to learn through the grapevine, and I'm still vetting this, that Jeff in Richmond may be planning a return to the Smackoff. Now, I hate to let that cat out of the bag if I'm totally wrong, but that has gotten to me at least half a dozen times through a half a dozen different people.
Sources tell you.
Sources tell me, the source being Stucknut Radio. Apparently, that was discussed.
Reporters generally do not give up their sources, Hawk, but okay.
What, am I screwing someone over here? I don't know. That's what I heard. I heard that.
Okay.
The room is looking at me like I'm some kind of idiot, but that's what I heard.
They'd be accurate. Dude, do you know anything about anything?
I'm working on it.
Sources tell me, and by the way, my sources are, dude, the thing about sources tell me, you won't have any sources if you give up your sources.
Whoops. So anyway, that's what I hear. Jeff in
Well, what's
Richmond.
popping? How do you like my porn stash? What's popping, Twitter? All right, anyway, you hear that Jeff in Richmond might be making a triumphant return.
Yes, which would be really cool because
How do you know? You don't even know him. How do you know that's cool? How can you say it's cool if you don't even know? You've never even heard of the guy.
I heard he's great. I heard he's a great caller.
Thanks, Hawk. Thanks for nothing.
And I love this show,
All right,
and I
see you
love
later,
the history.
Hawk.
So I'm
Goodbye,
excited.
goodbye, Hawk. Goodbye.
Dude, there's no
Thank you for
stealing
nothing.
from my stupidity.
All right, so I don't know if that's true or not. I can tell you this. No matter how that guy shows up, if he shows up, it's a better smack-off. Jeff in Richmond was an iconic and legendary caller. Albie, take a second and dial back and find some Jeff in Richmond. I have no idea when he even last called the program. But he had won the Smackoff. He was the champ. And a lot of people accuse Rick in Buffalo of being a weak, watered-down knockoff of Jeff in Richmond. Man, the delivery is somewhat similar, but I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. Now, if Stucknut is alleging it, not to give up any of Hawk's sources, Stucknut, Stephen Houston, knows more about this show than even I know. So if Stucknut says it's true or alleges it, it may be true. What I would love for that to be true. Hopefully Stucknut, or whoever Hawk is sourcing, is also reporting that Jim in Fall River is going to come back. Somebody else you've never heard of, Hawk, but he's awesome. You'd love him. Rome, I can assure you that not everyone in Buffalo speaks like a freaking town crier from 1781. Rick's shtick is making me sick, man. Looking forward to this weekend, brah. Ponies, ponies, ponies. It is the first Saturday in May. You know what that means. Crowley in Buffalo. Alvy, do you have any Jeff in Richmond from back in the day?
Formerly known as Trapper. Flapper pulled his unshaven grill out of a porn rag and made that high-impact call. You remember the call, Jim, and I'm paraphrasing. It went something like this. Mumble, mumble, babble, babble, blah, 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 blah. John Walker Lind, Henry David Thoreau, Ariel Sharon, mumble, mumble, babble, babble. Steel wheels keep a-turning, Proud Mary keep on a-burning, 30 pieces of silver, tramps like us, babe. Maybe that call wasn't as fresh as I thought it was, Jim. Scratch that. The point is this, Jim. You can never, and I mean ever, count on the close to have a positive impact on the bottom line, because Bill from Syracuse, with his "What is going on?" proves, Jim, that even in the year 2002, the clones continue to mess the bed.
Alvy, was that literally from 2002? He won the event in 2002 with that call. And you're telling me that guy may call up? Are you yeah, he said it. When he went with that Bill in Syracuse reset, I'm like, what? All right, so you may not think that's very funny about Trapper. It actually, in a way, holds up 16 years later. It is kind of funny, but at that time, that was the straightest fire ever. In 2002 terms, that was some serious lava. All right, so might that guy make a triumphant return? I don't know, but that'd be like Sugar Ray Leonard coming out of retirement and fighting Marvin Hagler and winning. If Jeff in Richmond went away for like 10 years and then just showed up the day of without telling anybody, well, except for Stucknut apparently, and were to win that thing, that'd be colossal. This is why you never know what's going to happen. July 20th. July 20th.